Got it.
Remember your volumes.
Yeah, I got mine all completely down.
I got mine too.
Hit the mic checks.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2.
Mic check 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Trevor, can you hear us? Trevor Manuel?
Already. Gotta go where you're at. Didn't even get to the picture. Okay, and rodeo.
Thank you, Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel Badgerow. We got sound. They can hear us loud and clear.
Okay.
Okay. Come on.
Pull mine up.
Not showing me the comments.
Hey, Keith. We missing you, Keith.
There.
They don't like me today.
Hey, usually you have to do mine.
There you go. All right, good. Great. Here we go. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to week 10 of high school football in the state of Louisiana.
Yes, sir.
It is the final regular season week. This is our final Thursday night games of the season. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are broadcasting live from Gary Swallow's Taekwondo Martial Arts building here in Opelousas, Louisiana. Hello, everyone, from wherever you're watching, far and near. Go ahead and hit the like button, hit the share button right now, and before you know it, we will be off to the races. We have a jam-packed show. This will be the longest show of the year so far. We have a slew of games. We have a lot of playoff talk, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun tonight. I see everyone in the chat. I see all y'all giving some love right now. Hello,
That's
everyone.
what I said.
Hey, Miss
Thank
Mandy.
y'all. Thank y'all. Hello, everybody.
We're going to go ahead and introduce the panel at this time. From my far right, he has the floor.
Donald Young. Hello, everybody from Opelousas, the Tiger Rock Studio.
And I'm Gary Swallow. I'm the owner and chief instructor at Tiger Rock, and I love to be a part of the Under the Lights panel. Thank you, Mr. Jordy.
All right, folks, let's get going because we have a full night of action here. Should be a great show. Looking forward to it. Final thoughts before we go into tonight's show, fellas.
Can somebody bring us some supper?
Yep.
We'll be here a little while.
That's right.
Yep. We got a new helmet tonight. Thank you very much to DeQuincy High School for allowing us to have one of these helmets
Right.
to head into the playoffs.
Thank you, Jake McCoy. With his truck was giving him trouble on his way down to meet me to get that helmet today, and I hope you got everything fixed up, Jake. But thanks again for the helmet. And he's also working on a sulfur helmet for us too.
All right. Also, I want to give a shout out to Coach Andy Boone. Our schedule been off for the past couple of days, but we're gonna be at your game this Friday coming, so we'll be able to get your helmet from Avals High School, Coach Andy Boone.
You take a look at this salute of helmets we have here. Me and you had a good point earlier today, and this is not just St. Landry Parish on the table. We took a look at it, and it comes from St. Landry Parish. We have helmets. We got Point Capee. We have helmets. We got Allen Parish. We have Evangeline Parish. We have Vermilion Parish, and we have Calcasieu, all on the table here, and the list grows every week. Thank you very much to everyone that has joined us for this ride, and every coach in school that has given us one of these bad boys to represent your school every Wednesday night and Friday night. It's greatly appreciated.
It's all about representing our kids, where it's far or near. It's all about representing the kids.
Corey says we're going to need a bigger table soon. Yes, sir.
Don't worry, we got plans, and we're going to be doing that hopefully real soon.
Oh,
we
yeah,
got a big surprise in to talk to y'all about as far as location and everything. So once we get it up, y'all will like it.
This is not a one night, a one year thing, a one season thing. We got some plans for the studio. It's coming very, very soon. Gary enjoyed it, and they're putting their heads together, and we're gonna be the hands that helping them.
All right, let's get started with tonight's show. You can follow Under the Lights on social media, ladies and gentlemen, on Facebook. You can just type in Under the Lights, catch out all the week shows and the live streams just on Facebook. Just typing in Under the Lights. If you want to find us on Instagram, always posting on Instagram, just type in Under the Lights 4. You want to follow us on Twitter. We've been getting a lot of Twitter stuff done lately here, and we're growing followers left and right on Twitter. You can follow us on UTL Sports 4 on Twitter, and also TikTok. We did a day of video for Kaplan and Abbeville the other day. Outstanding video came out. You can follow that on Under the Lights 4. How about shout outs? Shout out to Buck and Duck, Deaton's Cajun Kitchen, Touched by Grace Photography and Videography. So that is the shout outs for tonight. Well, we move on to unbeatens remaining in the state of Louisiana. How many unbeatens heading into week 10? Any guesses?
Hold on, I got that answer.
You ain't got to look it up. Just give a guess, babe.
What's that?
How many unbeatens remain
Jordan, you gotta give
in
that a shade.
the chat?
Right now?
Ooh, I want to
We
say
had 18.
about 15.
I'd say about 15 or 16.
We have 14 heading into week 10.
I was close. I was very close.
Because I studied it earlier.
Oh, y'all need to calm down in the chat before we just shut the show off.
You saw that, huh?
Power ratings heading into week 10. Who's number one in all classifications? We're going to start out in 1A. 1A on top this week is Logan Sport at 5-4. 2A, number one ranked team is Manny at 8-1. 3A, Sterlington on top at 9-0. 4A, Edna Carr stays on top at 7-0. Zachary on top of 5A at 9-0. And then Division 1, number one ranked team Catholic of Baton Rouge stays on top after the defeat last week. Jeez Louise.
Well, Holden and Jonas going at each other.
Come
Man.
on,
Yeah.
You got it?
I got it.
Take care of that.
I will. I am.
What's that?
Ain't no use for that. Let the people comment. Division 2, ULAB is on top at 9-0. Division 3, LCA is on top at 7-1. Division 4, Calvary Baptist is on top at 8-1. So that is the number one ranked teams heading into week 10. Will those teams be on top when we get to week 11? That's the question mark to answer. A lot of football left to play, and then it will be grind time to the road to the Dome or road to UL or Tulane.
Yeah.
Well, I have to agree with what Chris is saying right now. Chris called Edna Carr, University of Edna Carr.
We've been saying that
Yeah.
since week 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I really think Edna Carr will go all the way. You know,
Yeah.
I
They're
don't see nobody really knocking them over. I mean, Zachary will come in You know,
Not in the same
Not in the
division.
same division.
Or they not?
No, 5A and 4A. 5A is Zachary, 4A is St. Nicole.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, headlines heading into week 10. Your headlines from last week and this week. How about former LSU football player and now head coach at Woodlawn, Marcus Randall, takes down Catholic of Baton Rouge in a huge upset. What a win.
That was amazing. If you'd have told me that, I would have said there's no way. But I mean, hey, you got to have knowledge when you play for them Tigers. You got to do that. And his experience with all that, just very good and good coach, and I like what I'm seeing.
Yep. How about go ahead.
Thank you, Coach Lee Clark. Coach Lee Clark, AAU coach from Vail Place, said, love you guys, love y'all show under the lights.
Nope. Next time we will see Abbeville will be in the playoffs. How about the Huskies? The JUCO football team of Louisiana
Right.
are conference champions, and they're going to go play for the national championship, correct?
I saw that. Yes.
So
I did see that.
congratulations to Louisiana community. The Huskies are conference champions. How about Natchitoches Central getting some love in 5A? Will make the playoffs for the first time in 6 years.
Wow, I didn't
National
realize that.
Central?
So congratulations to Natchitoches
Congratulations to them.
Centrals. They turned that program around in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it was always known for the
Yeah.
basketball skill.
When
football.
you have a coach that wants to get in there and start creating a new atmosphere, it doesn't take very long to get them. But like you said, they were not talked about as far as football. No,
No,
they weren't.
It
It
was
was just
always basketball.
basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about Birchman's Academy? That's not talked about. They just won their 5th straight 8-man football state championship right here in Scranton.
Yeah, they all good.
Congratulations
Right.
to Birchman's Academy, 5 in a row
Right.
Yeah, but
for the Saints.
yeah.
I-
I watched them play.
I gotta say, I'm in contact. I'm gonna try to get in contact with Coach Garvey and try to get an interview with him and talk some 8-man football
Yeah.
soon. But we a 5P. We talked about that before, huh, Jordy? 5P.
Yes.
You don't see that very often, and we got one right up the road.
Yes.
And that's
Can't
something.
believe it.
How about the ACA Defenders? Homeschool football will play this Friday in the championship game in Baton Rouge. Best of luck to the Defenders. And then you got Nationals down the road. Can they repeat?
They've
Good luck,
done it a few
defenders.
times.
Good luck.
Yep. Best of luck to the Defenders, Coach Taylor, and all of that homeschool football team going for another championship.
Yeah.
Godspeed, Godspeed, guys.
That's just remarkable that you see these guys work hard, and they have to come together because there's no school to go at it. They have to practice at different places and everything like that. So it's something that they have come through and managed to win because they're successful. They're a successful program. National championships, what, 3? At least 3. I don't remember exactly, but I mean
And where they
they're
located
doing-
out of, Jordan?
It's homeschool.
homeschool. They
Oh,
they
wow.
have different homeschool.
Acadiana area.
places.
Okay.
Yep. How about De La Salle was the next one to have to face the forfeit after they have to forfeit 6 games, and now De La Salle is 1-6. I'd like to save that topic for another day, but you handing out forfeits to teams that get caught, but they still make the playoffs because everybody makes the playoffs. We have to talk about that one another day. It might have to be another punishment that they're gonna have to come up with down the road.
Yeah. Who
So,
gonna benefit?
yeah.
Who gonna benefit from that? Gonna be LCC,
Yeah.
Louisiana.
Well, honestly,
LCCP
okay,
out of,
they're making the playoffs, but instead of being number 1, they're going to be number 12, and so it's going to be like, oh my
They're gonna
god,
be at the bottom. They're gonna be at the bottom.
of the list.
LCCP out of Lake Charles, they're gonna get one of those wins, so they're gonna help them up.
No, they're banned from the playoffs. Period.
Yeah.
LCC.
Yeah,
Oh,
Lake
so they
Charles,
banned them.
They banned from the playoffs.
Come on.
Yeah.
I thought they just took their wins.
You know?
Whoa.
No, they didn't take any wins.
They hitting them
No,
hard.
they,
Huh?
they didn't take any
wins.
wins.
But for what I was being told, and Chris could back me up, and that this is something that happened the previous season.
Correct.
Correct.
Yep.
But
And
So-
Jordan gonna come in and penalize them this season.
So,
Right.
Yep. We'll still have that on another show.
Another
That's
show.
a long
yeah,
discussion.
that's a very deep discussion.
All right. Next headline will be something we're gonna tone it down for a minute and talk about this. Lafayette High has lost a student on Monday to a tragic car accident.
Oh no, huh?
Yeah.
Both teams fan bases have agreed they will all wear blue. So Acadiana and Lafayette will all wear blue in memory of Jace Judy's this Friday. So our thoughts and prayers
Yeah, so I-
are with the whole Judy's and Lafayette Lion School from everybody at Under the Lights. So both teams coming together, they will
Yeah.
wear blue this week. I thought it was a great thing, and our thoughts and prayers are for the whole family.
When you have a community that's, Lafayette High School and Acadiana and Como and Southside, I mean, they're all different schools, but they're part of the same community.
Yeah, yeah.
And these kids probably know each other, and that is a very honorable thing, and I'm very glad to see that Lafayette High and Acadiana High came together and do this tribute.
Well, you know
Congratulations.
what? Let me say this here. In 2013, I won't call her name. In 2013, Opelousas Catholic lost two cheerleaders. Right
Yeah.
there, less than 100 yards from our house.
Right. I
And
remember that.
Westminster, and we all know about the atmosphere between Westminster and Opelousas Catholic. The following 2 days later, both schools had to come together and play a basketball game, and the tribute that they made towards the student body and those two young ladies was awesome.
Right.
You know,
I remember
when
that.
something happen like this, you forget about athletics. You start thinking about, the student body, the family of the deceased, and that's awesome. You have the communities could come together like that, John, Gary.
Yeah. Yeah.
Our prayers from Under the Light goes out to the family, also to the student body from both schools.
Yep. All right, let's shift gears a little bit and let's talk about our next headline. How about DeQuincy? Right here in front of us, got a new helmet today, but let's talk about DeQuincy. Have y'all seen DeQuincy's football video went viral and Sports Center reposted it?
No.
No, I didn't know that.
Uh-uh.
One of the, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but the quarterback's dad celebrating, and then the receiver's dad comes over and they start celebrating, and now it's viral. Sports Center reposted it. Awesome thing to see for DeQuincy football on Sports Center.
Awesome.
So somebody correct me if I'm wrong, if I've got that right.
Daniel said yes.
Now, Sanders, one of their booster members put out a nice video celebrating their season.
But this is Sports Center.
Yeah, this is
But
sports. This is national.
Yeah, but
So-
when you make Sports Center, man.
Yeah.
You telling me you hit the big time there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
How about Mangum head football coach, Coach Wilcher? Now listen to this. He has Bible class every Wednesday morning before school starts, and he had over 50 players and students who attended this past week. Awesome gesture from the head coach from Mangum, and look at the support and look at the people that are showing up for this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. I mean, when you see that, I mean,
He's a football coach, and he's trying to direct these kids in the right way.
right.
Now,
Jordy,
wouldn't you want your kids to be a part of a program
Right.
like that?
correct.
Yeah.
But,
He's showing those kids not all about winning, about religious first, then winning.
Well, we've talked about this before. There's nothing that makes me feel so good as a fan.
Yeah.
It's after a game, hard-fought game, when
Oh,
you
yes,
see two teams
yes.
get together
Yeah,
and pray
yeah.
and say thank, right in the middle of the field. That means a lot to me, and because I think I'm a fierce competitor.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
competition. At the end of the competition, you shake hands, and you realize that sports and competition is great, but everybody has to be going down the right direction. You got to believe in your maker.
But look at the NFL.
Right.
We was watching 2 weeks ago. One kid went down, and one player went down, and I forgot what game that was. My wife and I was watching. Everybody surrounded, and you can see the heads going. I mean, the heads start going down, saying prayers. They're holding each other's hands. That's where it's all start from.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, 4 more headlines, and then we'll get to some picks. How about Trey Holly with Union Parish? Everybody knows
Yeah.
who Trey
Trey
Holly
Holly,
is.
yeah.
Did he
You're
sign
right.
yet, Jordan?
But do you know what he's after? He's after the all-time rushing record in the career. Right now, coming into Week 10, Trey Holly sits at 6,830 rushing yards
Come on, Jordan.
as a junior. He has one more season to try to break Nick Brossett's all-time rushing record. Guess how much he has left?
Come on.
He needs 1,877 yards to break the record.
Wow.
I think he can get it done if he
I
stays
think he
away
can. I
from
think he
injury.
can. Yeah. If they
Most
continue-
definitely. I don't see anybody stopping him. I think it's going to be a definite, a definite opportunity, like you said, in case if he stays away from injury.
on that wall, I think.
Yep. All right, next up, how about St. James and Shaz Preston? He was awarded and received his Under Armour All-American jersey today. So, congratulations to Shaz Preston for receiving such a huge honor.
What an honor. That's
Right.
a great honor.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
How about LCA? Big news from today was LCA makes the decision to move up to 4A and now will play in Division 2. Those playoffs will be fun next year.
You're right.
They already beat up everybody down.
I'm gonna tell you, I admire LCA for making that decision. I really do. I really do. I think it's gonna be awesome.
I can't wait to see him.
Yep. Final headline, John Curtis has 2A numbers. Had a big decision to make. Will they play down? Will they play up? The decision was made. They will remain in the Catholic League and elect to play up.
I figured that.
Right
Yeah.
thing to do.
Right thing to do for a program like John Curtis. And I know John Curtis is not. He never runs away from competition. I mean, just look at what he's been scheduling the last few years. I mean, with COVID, he's gone out and tried to find the best competition for him. We've covered a few of them.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, I admire him for that, and I think that's awesome. Congratulations.
I met him, class act guy. I met him. They came down to Opelousas with Sam George. I think he was a junior or senior at Opelousas High School. And when OHS played in the playoffs, and they went to I think 2 or 3 overtimes. And look, I had to escort him in and bring him to Ryan's for the team to eat. Then I mean, real nice guy, real nice guy.
All right, here we go. Moment everyone has been waiting for. Some Week 10 picks. And let me tell you something.
Oh, can I say one more
It's
thing?
a lot of them. And let me tell you something. It's going to get brutal at the back half of the stretch. Should have some easy ones up in the beginning. But wait till that back half stretch. Stay with us the entire way.
I want to give a shout out to Beauchene Lady Gators volleyball team. For 3 years in a row, these ladies broke their winning record. This year they finished with a record 25-6. Okay, and they made the playoffs. Congratulations to the Lady Gators. With that being said, just want to let y'all know we will be visiting y'all to beat y'all football team Friday night. Just want to throw that out there. So back to you, Jordan.
All right.
You circling that pot.
I'm stirring that.
Yeah.
I've been stirring it all week. Well, Gary.
All right. If you would like to follow along with the games, you have all the pleasure. You can do that in the chat. Let us know who you think is going to win. Let us know by following along. Gary, Donald, it is time to make some picks. Let's get rolling because
On
we
you,
still
boss man. Let's
it's
go.
9 o'clock right now, and we still have a lot more to cover after the picks.
Right.
A lot more to cover after the picks. All right, here we go. Starting off week 10, we have a team that is starting to heat up, heading in the right direction for playoffs. You got the Eunice Bobcats against LaGrange. This is 0-9 against 5-4. Does Eunice go into the playoffs on a little winning streak?
Yeah,
I
see it.
think so, Jordy. I think they're clicking at the right time. So, yes, I do.
Yeah.
I pick Eunice.
And I'm proud of Eunice because you guys was down for a minute and y'all guys went on a winning streak. I don't see Eunice losing this game.
Yep. Eunice across the board. I like when the Bobcats are winning. It's
Right.
fun when the Bobcats are winning.
That's right.
Oh, Lord, Chris Esprit, I gotta say something. Chris Esprit, please, Chris. Please, Chris Esprit.
Somebody said if you'd have picked OC, you'd have won last week.
Yeah.
It was
it
him.
was Chris.
It was Chris. Get
Yeah.
off of my shoulder, man. I mean, stop riding me, bro. I mean, you gotta climb the ladder. You want to play with the big boys.
Okay.
Your volume's up.
Yeah.
All right, Southside, New Iberia. New Iberia almost pulled off a historic win last week. Can the troops get inspired for senior night and go and knock off Southside this week? Southside trying to secure a home playoff game and get their 7th victory of the season. Southside has to go to New Iberia in this one. Can New Iberia get it done on senior night, or is Southside they're clicking at the right
They're
time
clicking
also?
At the right time.
Yeah, Southside. Yeah.
I gotta say, I think Southside's gonna go in there and spoil the fun. But I think Southside is clicking. Coach got everybody going over there, so I'm going Southside.
But here's my thing: does New Iberia keep it close because of what they're playing for? One last time for the seniors.
It's possible, but I don't see it. I think Southside needs to win to keep their power points up. So I think they're going to be up, and I think it's going to be just for positioning and for the playoffs.
Okay.
And not only that, the win, Southside gonna win. The win gonna help out Opelousas High School with power points. So I think Southside would be too much for New Iberia.
Here we go. 5-4 Turlings at 1-8 Northside. Northside keeps it close for a while. Turlings pulls away at the end. Agree or
Correct.
disagree?
I think Turlins is going to.
Turtles just like Southside. The more points they score, the better position they'll get.
Correct.
Turlings
Yep.
trying to avoid a 5 straight, right?
Correct.
So
I think they're going to come back, and I think Northside's going to keep it close in the first half. I think Turlin's just going to wear them out.
Yep.
Too much.
give me Turlings also. All right, how about 3-6 Kinder at 2-7 Vinton?
And that's kind of a scary game right there because you don't know what team gonna show up.
Well,
Jordan.
you got to think about it this way. Vinton, the last 2 weeks have lost heartbreakers.
Yeah.
Right.
They lost by 1. They lost by 7. And you got to think about this. Kinder is clicking with their youth
Right.
in the back half of the stretch. Yellow Jackets look really good here late.
Right.
So you got to think the Yellow Jackets can go on the road here and better their playoff season if they don't turn the football over.
Correct.
I'm
But
going
I
with
still say
Kinder.
Kinder's going to win.
Kinder gonna win.
I think Kinder's going to do it.
Yeah, I think Kinder goes into the playoffs and sets up a good matchup in the first round. So we're going to have to keep an eye out where Kinder falls Sunday.
Right.
How about Livonia at 2-7 against 4-6 Bro Bridge? Bro Bridge gets it back on track this week.
At home.
They're gonna have a statement win and get into the playoffs.
I think so too. And then they're at home. Livonia's really struggled this year, and so I'm going to go with Bro Bridge.
Yeah, same here. I'm going with Bro Bridge. Livonia, get ready for basketball Saturday morning.
All right, here we go. St. Martinville at 7-2 against 2-7 Crawley. The
Bill.
Ville is going to have another statement win this week. St. Martinville, too much for Crowley, even though it's on the road, too much.
Oh yeah, St. Martinville. I think it's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be ugly
St.
early.
Martinville. Yeah, you're right, Gary. St. Martinville gonna make a statement.
About 2-7 North Vermilion at 7-2 Cecilia. You know what else? Another game that's going to get ugly is
That
this
one.
one.
Yep.
Cecilia
rocks.
Cecilia going into the playoffs at full steam. These kids are good.
Right.
And they
you are
feel
right.
good because they was crowned district champs.
Yeah.
So Cecilia gonna take this one, gonna run away with it.
Next game up is 3-5 Lake Arthur at 3-6 Kaplan. You know it's a good football team that has played a brutal schedule. It is the Kaplan Pirates.
Now,
Right.
can they still make the playoffs?
They
Yes.
are
Okay.
gonna be in the playoffs. Lake Arthur would be a huge win for them to sneak into the playoffs. We have to talk about that later. I have it all jotted down. But you have to think Kaplan, emotional game
Yeah.
last week.
Right.
Can they get the troops back up for one last go at Pirate Stadium? I think they can. And I think that number 36 is going to have another big night.
Right.
That's a special fullback running back right there.
I'm telling you, Jordy, we watched him last week, and like I tell you, they gave, Abbeville everything that they wanted, and I think Kaplan's gonna rise to the occasion. And don't get me wrong, Kaplan and Lake Arthur, big rivals there, always has been rivals because they're not far from each other.
Yeah.
But I think Kaplan's gonna come together and take it.
Couldn't agree more.
You know, Jordan, Kaplan record is they're 3-6,
Yeah.
but their record doesn't speak for the way they play.
Their strength of schedule is outrageous.
Right.
I'm going with Kaplan on this one.
Yep. I like Kaplan myself. But this next one, 4-5 Como at 3-6 Barb.
Wow.
Barb has struggled late. Como also having a down year. Who do you pick in this one? And it's kind of like, do you lean towards the home team? Do you flip a coin? Can Como get it done? Can Barb finally get their quarterback and receiver on page after the last 2 weeks?
Right.
It is going to be interesting in this one. I'm going to have to say Barb at home.
That's what I'm going with.
I'm with you too, George. I hate to say it that way because I was thinking, but I think the home field advantage is going to be the difference on that. I think Barb pulls away in a close one.
Okay. Your next game up will be Holly's Lock of the Week.
Uh-oh. Okay,
Here
Miss
we
Holly.
go.
3-6 West St. Mary at 6-3 Ascension Episcopal. Ascension Episcopal got a bad taste in their mouth after Lowerville last week.
Well,
And
you're right.
they're going to be at home
man,
for
they
senior night. Man,
Oh, man.
we picked West St. Mary a lot this year. They let us down a lot. You got to think about it. The Blue Gators at home is going to be a big difference maker there.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be the Blue Gators all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give me Ascension Episcopal at home. Give me Holly's Lock of the Week.
Yeah,
Holly, we riding with you, Holly.
I got to go with it too, Holly. Fear the Blue Gators this weekend.
Yes, indeed. How about 7-2 Westlake at 3-6 Jennings? Can Etienne get it done on senior night? Or is Westlake too tough for the Bulldogs?
I'm going to have to go with Westlake on this one.
Me too. Well, let me say it this way: Etienne has the power to run that game, to control that, that game, and actually win it. But he can't do it by himself. And you got Westlake that has a team that's 7-2 with that schedule and what they've done. I'm going with Westlake.
That's a great pick, Gary.
I'm sorry, I got to do it.
And this is the first time we will disagree tonight.
Oh!
First time.
First time we will disagree tonight. You can call me out in the chat, but I'm going to say the Jennings Bulldogs at home. And it could be a shootout fashion, or it could be a craziness like their championship run that they had a couple years ago.
It's possible. And like I said, if anybody can do it, ATN can. But he has to have support. He can't do it by himself. He has to have some people come up with that.
They better play inspired to give me this
Right.
win.
Right.
They better play inspired, Big D.
Good luck, bro.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Chris is rolling with me.
Uh-huh.
Nick's rolling with me.
I see that.
So give me the Jennings Bulldogs. These two will go Westlake. Westlake, good football team though.
Oh yeah, they
Not
are.
taking anything
Yeah,
from
no.
them. But I just got a gut feeling there. I keep telling y'all every week, if I'm probably going to be picking Jennings round 1 in the playoffs to upset
Right.
somebody. I keep telling y'all.
And I agree with that. Depending on where they're seated at, they can well upset someone.
Yep.
But they're playing Westlake.
Yep.
I mean, right now.
Huge power points on
yeah,
the line.
Right.
Yep.
Big time.
Here we go. Next matchup will be. And I lost my train of thought. Number 12.
Westlake 12, yes.
4-3 Franklin at 4-5 Catholic New Iberia. Catholic New Iberia having one of those down seasons we're not accustomed to. We're used to seeing New Iberia, pretty good football team, week in and week out. But this is one of their down years, and now they have to get the troops rattled. You know they're going to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Can they get it done on senior night at home in front of their home fans and for their seniors? It's going to be a big test for Catholic New Iberia with a really good Franklin team coming into town.
Man. Franklin's been playing this. I'm going with Franklin.
I'm going with Catholic New Iberia. They're at home. It's senior night, and
You got to think they're going to be playing with some emotion.
yeah,
Right.
they lost some close games this season. I'm going to Catholic New Iberia.
Okay, Big D. Hey,
You got boss man.
hey, we can't all agree every time. That's what makes it fun. I like Franklin on the road. They got a pretty good quarterback on
Right.
that football team that gets it done week in and week out. Can their defense get it done this week? That's going to be the big question mark.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Right.
I like Franklin. Next matchup, 5-4 Rain at 4-4 Washington Marion. Intriguing.
Right.
That's the way I can sound this one. Intriguing at the least. Rain coming off a heartbreaking overtime loss last week to Liberty Magnet, and they have to get everybody together and get it going because Washington Marion ain't just going to hand it to them. They're
No.
going to say, you have to come into our house on senior night. This is going to be a dogfight from the start.
It's hard to win at Washington Marion. Washington Marion fan base going to let you have it. But I'm going with Rain on this because Rain has picked up some good wins this
Yeah.
season. They already discovered they know how to win, and they dropped some close games. I'm going with Rain.
I'm with you. I think I'm going to go Rain.
Yeah, I gotta think about this one here. Washington Marion at home, Rain on the road.
Yeah.
Can the
Yeah.
Wolves get it done? If they get it done, it's gonna be close.
Right.
I don't think this is gonna be a lopsided score either way, so I'm gonna go with Rain here. How about our Thursday night contest that we're covering this week? It will be 4-5 Oberlin at 5-4 Basile. Me and Holly went to this one last year, and we had a lot of fun covering this one. That was our first trip to Oberlin, and it was fun calling that one. I think it's going to be another fun one to call this Thursday. Basile, you can start rolling in the chat because I know you've been waiting on it. You know they're
Yeah, I know
they're
that.
waiting on it. So here's a little bit of information on both teams. Oberlin comes in averaging 28 points per game, but their defense is giving up 27. Their best win of the season is East Beauregard. Basile averaging 28 points per game. Defense only allowing 16. Best win of the season to Hamilton Christian. We were at
Right,
that
we
one.
were at it, yeah.
Basile Bearcats at home. They make it 4 in a row
Basile.
and head into the playoffs. And we have to wait till Sunday where they go.
Right.
But give me the Basile Bearcats on Thursday. Get an extra day of rest also by playing on Thursday.
I'm with you on that. I think Basile's home field advantage is going to be the difference, and
And-
they play well at home.
Yep, there you go. That's what I'm about to say. I'm down with Basile.
Alrighty. 4-5 Mamu at 6-3 Iota. What a win for the Iota Bulldogs last week. Coming to Northwest and taking care of business. How about that, right?
Yeah, that's a good team. They're supposed to do that.
So Iota gets it done at home, and they just better off their playoff seeding in this one. They're gonna pick up this one pretty handily.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
I
Iota's
always
going to
guess.
walk. I think it's going to be. I don't see it being close.
Now you got 4-5 Opelousas High School against 6-3 Bo Shan. But do you really need records when this rivalry is renewed and played? You talk about a heated up matchup that is talked about for weeks, and it is finally time to play the game. This one will be decided and settled on Friday night at Bo Shan. You got to imagine Bo Shan's going to come in wanting this one bad. You got to think senior night, they're not going to want to lose on their home turf. Here's some facts here about the two teams. OHS averaging 15 points per game, giving up 22. Best win of the season so far has to be Bossier. What you think?
Bossier.
Bo Shan averaging 35 points per game, giving up 21 points per game. Best win of the season is Mamu. There's your big question mark. Your best win of the season, I guess, Mamu. So you compare both teams. We know what's at stake. Both teams playing, and they just love this matchup, right?
Yes.
Right.
Oh,
The
yeah,
communities love this matchup.
It's good for the parish.
Yeah.
But no disrespect to Bo Shan. And but have they really been battle tested yet? You know, I mean, Opelousas High, Santa Ma, Bossier. You know, their non-district schedule was brutal. You know, I think they went 1-3 in their non-district schedule. You know, it's gonna be a good game. It will be. And now I'm going for my Tigers. The Tigers will pull it out.
On the road. He says
Yep.
Tigers get it done on the road. Gary, important pick here.
I know, and I'll be honest with you. I'm caught, and it's a toss-up in my book because OHS has been playing pretty good the last few weeks, and you know Bo Shan hasn't. I'm going OHS, dude.
Yeah, you got to think if OHS
If their speed gets
defense, if OHS's
Look out.
defense can control Bo Shan,
Well,
they have a really good shot to win this one.
Gary made a good statement right there. Can Bo Shan control OHS speed? No. You got return specialist Makai Jones, and then
Right.
you have the quarterback, that a freshman. He's quick, and they have their running back.
One
I
thing-
mean, that's a lot of speed.
But
to
like I
contain.
said, they're only averaging 15 points per game.
Yeah, but
Right.
So they're leaning on their defense big
Right.
time in
Yeah.
this one.
But I'm gonna tell you this too: they better hope it don't rain, because they're supposed to have. They're talking about rain and stuff coming up. They just need to be careful with that. But if I think on a dry field, I think they can beat Bo Shan.
Yep.
Now that's a gut feeling, man. Sorry, Phaedra. Sorry, Jaden. Sorry, Naya, and all this. But
Phaedra, you like my
just-
little sister, you know.
I just gotta go with the gut,
Yep.
and that's why I'm picking OHS.
Yep.
Yeah,
I got to
Phaedra.
go with OHS's defense in this one.
Right.
Not picking their offense, I'm picking their defense to get it done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, I
Can
wanna
you
call-
imagine, Donald? We all picked OHS.
OHS tonight.
My God.
Man, you know
Well,
they
he's
gonna
he's
win.
he's cheerleading over there. Yay!
Oh yeah. Well, you know, I want to take send a special shout out to both coaches. You know, Coach Marcus and Coach Jimmy Zachary, because that's two programs they turn around
Yeah.
and turn around in one season, because both programs it wasn't too good the past couple of years. You know, and now you got Bo Shan that's in a winning situation to go to the playoffs, and you got Opelousas High School the same way.
Right.
You know, I'm just picking Opelousas High though.
Let's
Moving
see.
on.
Let's see who you pick in this one.
Yeah, this one's gonna be good.
6-3 St. Ed's at 4-4 Catholic Appoinca P.
Here we go.
You got the Hornets and the Blue Jays battling it out on Friday night for seeds in the playoffs. District's already wrapped up. The Opelousas Catholic Vikings showed their muscle last week with that defensive showdown. So
So we
Vikings wrapped it up.
Yeah.
Now you have a position battle in the playoffs here. That's what they're playing for. St. Ed's or Catholic Appoinca P.
Now you have OC district champs. Now you got Sacred Heart, St. Ed's, you know, Catholic Appoinca P and Westminster.
That's a hard pick.
I'm
thinking?
a ride with St. Ed's on this.
St. Ed's?
Yeah.
Okay.
St. Ed's, it'll be too much for Captain Perkapee.
Gary?
Man, I don't know.
You got to
Pointe
know.
at home. St. Ed's, I love y'all to death. Great, atmosphere out there. But they're playing in Pointe Coupee. They're playing at Catholic. I'm going with Catholic.
Okay. I got to go with Catholic of Pointe Coupee also. You think Vinny's going to get those kids up for Week 10 senior night?
Yeah, I might have some toilet tissue in my yard when I get home.
You think he's going to get those kids up for this one? I think he will.
Oh, yeah, he will.
You know those kids play hard for him. So I got to think Catholic of Pointe Coupee might be the last time on that field for those seniors. I think they're going to play really, really hard. I got to go with the Hornets.
That's a hard pick right there because I think both teams are good. It wouldn't surprise me if St. Ed's wins, but I think at home,
Agreed.
Pointe Coupee.
Yep. Next matchup will be 7-2 Westgate at 4-5 Karen Crow. Karen Crow almost took down St. Thomas More last week with the backup quarterback and backup running back. What do you think they're going to do on senior night whenever the Tigers come rolling into town?
Oh my God.
That's a hard pick. Because you could say you could throw the records out the door, out the window, more or less.
Well,
You know?
who's limping into the playoffs and who's been hitting stride the last few weeks?
I'm going to run with Westgate.
Westgate.
You got to go with Westgate in this one.
yeah. I'm sorry.
If you have
Mandy.
if you have a healthy quarterback, a
Yeah.
healthy running back for Karen Crow, this would be a Karen Crow Crow Dome type of pick.
Right. But their starting quarterback goes out with a season-ending injury. Their running back's out, and you got Westgate that's clicking on all cylinders right now. I think Karen Crow's playing better, and I hope Karen Crow wins because they're right there. But I think Westgate's going to be a little bit too much for them.
Okay. Westgate across the board. How about Pine Prairie and Church Point? Week 10 matchup. The Battling Bears move to 10-0 and will try to remain in the top 8. It's crazy to think a 10-0 team is going to be that far down, but that goes back to strength of schedule.
Yeah.
And when your
I
district
don't want to play them in the
your
playoffs.
district doesn't have that much wins,
Oh my God.
it hurts your
Can
power
you
ratings.
imagine playing Karen Crow and Church Point in the playoffs right now? Oh my God!
Well, the way it's
One-sided.
the way it's setting up, they're going to have to travel round 3, which is crazy to
I
think.
think it's nuts.
Yep. But I like Church Point at home.
Same here. I'm going with Church Point.
How about 8-1 Iowa at 4-5 St. Louis? Another team with a bad taste in their mouth after that 2-point conversion stop last week. Iowa bounces back big time in this one,
It's gonna be ugly.
and you might see a lot of points scored in this one.
It's
So
gonna be
I
like Iowa.
ugly.
Alrighty. For a share, which is nuts.
I still can't believe that.
Still can't
man.
believe it. For a share of the district title this week, can DeQuincy knock off Rose Pine at Rose Pine? You got 5-4 DeQuincy at 8-1 Rose Pine. What could have been if DeQuincy wouldn't have lost to Kinder?
You're
You'd
right.
have set it up a winner
Yeah.
take all.
That would have been beautiful.
It's gonna be a fun one Friday night when these two teams play each other. I heard they don't like each other.
Yeah.
I heard it's going to be a great atmosphere. Rose Pine wants to be outright. The
Right.
Quincy wants to share. Who do you like in this one?
Too much Rose Pine.
Yeah.
I'm going with Rose Pine on this one. Rose Pine at home? Oh, man.
Jake says DeQuincy 35-28.
I see that.
I see that, man, and I understand. I know. I gotta tell you, I admire your heart,
loyalty.
That's why they play the game.
but I think Rose Pine's gonna be a little too much. They're
Yeah.
playing at Rose Pine.
Yeah. If this one,
If this was at DeQuincy, I'd
if
say
this
the other
one
way.
was at the Quincy, I would jump on this in a heartbeat. I would take the points. I would take the upset. I would take whatever
Yeah.
you want to say.
Right.
But it's going to come down to making Rose Pine one-dimensional. And can they do it for 4 quarters?
That's what I'm saying.
If
They
they
can
do it for 3 quarters, Rose Pine might still win this game. Can they do it for 4?
Yeah.
DeQuincy has a chance.
Right.
But I have to go with Rose Pine at home.
I'm pulling for DeQuincy, but I think I have to pick Rose Pine.
Rose Pine sure did bite me last week.
Got you, Jay.
All right, next
Hey,
match.
notice what I said. I want y'all to win, but I have to pick with my head, man. I'm sorry. I know, man. Got you.
He want
Got
that
you.
helmet back.
Well, he said he's just picking. Thank you.
Huh? Rose Pine.
7-2 Acadiana at 5-4 Lafayette. Which side of the bed will Lafayette wake up on this week? Gotta think Lafayette will be hungry for a win at their home field on senior night. You gotta think it. Anybody that's going to that one, wear blue. Anybody that's going to that one, wear blue.
Right.
You gotta think the Wrecking Rams have hit their stride. The Fear to Veer is in
Right.
full gear, and they are not stopping their train. They're going into the playoffs full head of steam.
Well, I think because of the circumstances, I think it's going to be both teams are going to be actually playing with a heavy heart,
Yes.
and on that, and I think they're going to have that. But I still think the Acadiana is just a little too strong for Lafayette. Lafayette's building, but Acadiana is still there. Fear the Veer.
Fear to Veer. You like Lafayette at home?
Yeah. Oh no, Acadiana. Trying to slip one on me. Huh?
No, hey.
We trying, man.
I'm thinking about the next matchup.
How about your next matchup? Donald has to pick this one. He don't want to. He gotta pick this one though. 6-3 Westminster at 8-1 Opelousas Catholic. This is a win and get in type of game
For Westminster.
for Westminster. They have a lot to play for this week because if they win, they're in.
You're right.
OC already crowned the district champs. You got to think now they're battling for seniors out the right way, and can we rack up a top 4 seed going into the playoffs?
Right.
So both teams a lot to play for this week. You got to think Travis Blaze has those kids fired up, ready to go this week, and you got to think OC is going to be hungry to defend their home turf.
They want to defend their home turf. At the same time, they want to make a statement.
Right.
You guys don't know the rivalry between OC and Westminster like I do. This is 2 schools. They love each other, but at the same time, they're gonna whop you. Each one of them gonna try to slap you. They're gonna try to punch you in the face.
I know it.
Oh,
Yeah, we
I had
know
the
it from
opportunity
years
to
back.
coach against OC in basketball, and one of our big fans told us, he said, you can lose all the games on your schedule, just don't lose to OC. You know, and I remember the tradition when Coach Batten was at Westminster, they was beat up OC 58-0, 62 was 67 nothing. And then Coach Baton lead, Coach Valero lead, then the OC come back 60-something. You know, I mean, the rivalry is big. With that being said, much love to my Sailors, but I'm going to have to pull for OC this week.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, and that's another kid I got to mention, Chris Brown. This kid, I think, is a sophomore. You know, this kid, he's a difference maker for OC. I have to pull for OC on this one.
Garrett?
I have to go with the Vikings. Even though I'm a Red Devil at heart, that's sacrilege to say that, but I got to go with the Vikings.
Oh, yeah. And they told me last week not to pick OC because whenever I pick against them, they win. But I got to say that OC defense heading into the playoffs playing with a lot of confidence. I got to think they get it done at home this week. And Vikings go into the playoffs with a potentially ranked in the top 4 of the state in Division 4.
Most definitely. Most
So,
definitely. I
give
think
me
so.
the Vikings at home.
You heard that from Jordan Taylor's mouth. Yeah. Y'all better watch it. We might have tornadic activity this week at in Opelousas.
Yep.
That
It might
too.
snow. 6-3 Welsh at 7-1 LCA. Welsh, good football team, but LCA quest for a 5-peat will not be denied this week. They're going to roll into the playoffs. They're going to get their first round bye, and they're going to be the number 1 ranked team in the state.
You're right.
Yep.
I think LCA is going to just walk. It's going to be ugly early, and I hate to say it that way, but I mean LCA all the way.
What Alex Farno say like vinegar?
Like vinegar. I don't know.
Like
Maybe Holly can figure it out.
Ooh,
Next matchup
wow, this is going to be hard.
will be
For me, Catholic and Central Catholic.
Vermilion Catholic at 6-3 against 6-2 Central Catholic.
Central Catholic, where they from?
Ver-
Jordan?
Like
That,
like Homer region
Oh,
wise.
is that Morgan City?
Let's see. All right, here's some notes on Vermilion Catholic. Averaging 30 points per game, giving up 12 per game. Best win of the season came to OC.
Yeah.
Right.
Central Catholic averaging 27 points per game. Defense only giving up 13. Their best win of the season was to Hanson Memorial. Great matchup here between two teams on week 10. They're very even when you think about this. So you got to think, can Vermilion Catholic keep their red hot team going into the playoffs? Or does Central Catholic be too strong at home and get a stop late?
I'm gonna go with Central Catholic.
Central Catholic, from what you told, just on the stats you gave, I think they're going to have. I'm going with them. It's going to be too much at home. VC, I think it's going to be close, and I think Central's going to probably win it at the end.
Okay. I've been picking the Screaming Eagles every week here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Give me a Screaming Eagles in one more week.
Okay.
One more week to decide how I'm gonna pick them in the playoffs. How about 8-1 Gina at 6-3 Winfield? Winfield, 3 losses this year came to Manny, Avoyles, Red River. That's some healthy company to lose to, huh?
Wow.
Yeah.
So
All the losses some close.
Yeah,
some good
tough.
teams.
Well, Winfield always is tough.
Yeah.
But Gina's on a roll right now.
Gina is on
man.
a roll.
Yeah.
They are trying to lock up top 10 themselves. I like
Right.
Gina on the road here.
I'm with you on that. I'm going Gina.
Same here.
8-1 Episcopal. That's a good football team.
Yes, you're right.
At 6-3 Port Allen. Port Allen at home could be the difference maker here. Could those athletes get it done at home against a really good Episcopal football team? Very curious to see if they can do it.
I'm going with Episcopal.
Yeah, me too. I have a feeling that Episcopal's going to overpower 'em.
Okay.
It'll be close till the second, but midway third quarter, fourth quarter, I think it's going to be Episcopal running away.
Episcopal, I still think Episcopal has one of the 2 best shots to keep LCA a close football game in the playoffs.
Most definitely.
Like I said, close. I didn't say win. I said keep it close.
Right.
Yep. How about your next matchup? 6-3 Red River at 8-1 Avoyles. We get to cover this one Friday,
That's right. It'll be
and
fun.
I know you're ready to see what this offense looks
I
like.
definitely want to see. I've never seen it in person, and had the opportunity a couple times. We couldn't make it. I am excited to see this offense work.
Well, if you're looking for special teams, don't come,
No,
'cause you ain't gonna get none of it.
don't punt and everything. No punting and all that.
Onside kicks every time.
Onside kick, yeah,
It should be fun.
that should be.
I
But,
spoke to Coach Andy Boone on his team, the health of his team.
Yes.
And he said they're limping. They're limping around. He's starting off a couple of freshmen.
Mhm.
His quarterback is limping. His running back is limping. And
You gotta think about this, Donald. This
Uh-huh.
is not where you want to be at this point of the season. Not
No.
healthy.
no,
you want to do that.
They lost the week five. They lost their big running back, with a torn ACL. But he still have size. I mean, they have some size over there, Jordan. I mean, they got a kid that, and I saw that kid play. He quick on his feet. I saw him play AU ball this past summer. He's 6'7". He weighed 400 pounds. He have a GPA of 3.5.
Run behind him.
Man, run, and that's what they're doing. They're running behind him. I'm taking the Vols on this one. The Vols gonna wrap it up. They're gonna be second place behind Manning, and if they could get healthy, they're gonna make a run in the playoffs. Give me a Vols.
I'm with you on that, Donald. I think this is the year. It's this year a bust, really, I think. So they need to try to keep everybody working, and I'm going to go with the Vols and a close one.
Okay. Avoyles averaging 45 points per game, only giving up 17. Best win of the season came to Winfield. Red River averaging 40 points per game. Defense giving up 26. Best win also to Winfield. So that is a couple quick stats there. Avoyles, too much at home. They wrap up a top 3 seed.
Right.
I believe it.
I think so.
I believe it in my gut, my heart. I think Avoyles is a good football team. They got a chance if things fall in the right place.
Right.
So
they might meet up with Manny again.
Yep. You're right, my friend. Red River, no slouches either when you're averaging 40 points per game.
No, Red River's good.
Price, man.
Yep. All right, next up will be 4-4 East St. John against 5-4 St. Thomas More. Let's talk about this one. St. Thomas More at home or East St. John on the road? Can the Cougars go into the playoffs with a home win here?
All right, Cougars. Look here, I'm pulling for y'all this week. I'm going with the Cougars.
Okay.
I think they can, Jordy. And they've been playing well, even though they don't have Walker Howard.
You're right.
And didn't they say that they had a rumor going around that he was going to be back for the playoffs?
Yes. Now here's what we're going to do. Okay? If Walker Howard shoots up week 10,
Okay.
I'm changing my pick. But for right now,
No, you can't do
You heard
that,
that,
man.
Put it in parentheses.
put it in parentheses.
You see that?
But
You gotta hear that?
I'm going with East St. John on the road to knock off STM in a close game.
And we are not changing his pick.
He can't. No stipulations.
If Walker Howard suits up for senior night, you give me my pick back.
Mindy says
no,
East
no,
St.
no.
John
Holly
is
said
going
it's
to win.
okay.
Nope.
Mindy's with you, man. Mindy's
could
with
they
you
take
on
that?
that.
Could they take that board from Howard, please?
Yeah.
I tell you.
Gary, who you got?
St. Thomas More.
All right, next up will be 7-2 ERAF at 8-1 Abbeville. I know a lot of people been waiting on this one.
Wow.
How about some stats? Abbeville averaging 32 points per game, only giving up 11. How about that defense?
That's right.
Best
We've seen
win of the season came to St. Mary. That has a winning record right now. ERAF averaging 30 points per game, but their defense giving up a lot of points with 31 points per game. Best win came to Vermilion Catholic. ERAF has the leading passer and leading receiver in the parish right now. Abbeville has the leading running back rusher in the parish right now. So you got to keep that in perspective. Can
Right.
Abbeville slow down ERAF's passing attack to get a home win and lock up a top 5 seed going into the playoffs? I think they can. I think it's going to be a great atmosphere. I think it's going to be a great game. I think Abbeville plays inspired, and they get it done for their seniors. Give me Abbeville at home. You have to stop that receiver and that quarterback.
I'm
going
with
with
you.
Abbeville,
I
too.
think Abbeville, too.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Man, the next one's going to be, oh, Lord. The Ruse are playing a meet. My God.
About when the Roos and the Warriors meet up in Week 10. Always fun football there. It will be 4-3 Kentwood at 6-2 A Meet. The boy, they match up well, don't
Yeah,
they?
they do. They do.
That's some fun football to watch if you're a fan. You got the Roos averaging 26 points per game, but giving up 22. Best win of the season came to Pine. And you got A Meet playing a little bit better defense with 17 points allowed, and their offense has not missed a beat, averaging 33. Best win of the season came to Jules Sumner. You got to think that this is A Meet's week to get it done and go into the playoffs and say, y'all forgetting about us.
Right.
We can make a run for the 2A state title also.
Well,
You
they're
gotta
playing at
think.
home. They're playing at home too.
A
I'm
Meet
going with a meet.
is saying,
Yep.
don't forget about us
Right.
when the playoffs start. So give me A Meet at home.
I know that. You always make
And me.
5-3 Wassman at 6-3 Union Parish. We spoke on Trey Holly earlier. They averaging 35 points per game. Biggest win of the season was against Manny. Defense only allowing 22. So you got to think Union Parish right in this one. They're gonna be tested in this one, but I think they get it done late. Too much Holly. The Holly show
Yeah,
continues.
Most definitely. Union
Yeah,
Parish.
same as Union Parish.
6-3 Haynesville at 6-3 Homer.
Excuse me.
Haynesville averaging 38 points per game, giving up 22. Best win of the season came to Lincoln Prep. Homer averaging 43 points per game, only giving up 19. Best win came to Glenbrook.
Man, that's a toss up here.
Wow, dude.
Haynesville, Homer. That is great football in North Louisiana. This is a good one. This is always a good one when these two teams come together. I'm going to start off and say Homer at home.
Same here. I'm going with home.
I'm with you. I was thinking the same thing. Homer at home.
Your next matchup will be 6-3 Benton at 7-2 Natchitoches Central. Let's find out about both these teams. Benton averaging 33 points per game, defense giving up 25. Best win of the season came to Northwood. Natchitoches Central averaging 29 points per game, defense only allowing 14. Best win of the season came to Bird. When you think about that and you think to yourself, I got to say Natchitoches Central at home will take down Benton.
Yep,
That's what I'm
I
saying.
agree.
Statement win against Bird. Give me Natchitoches Central.
Yeah, me
Same
too.
here.
I'm with you.
How about 7-2 North Caddo at 6-2 D'Arbonne Woods Charter? I probably said that wrong, Gary.
Yeah, Arbonne.
But
Say it better than me.
7-2 against 6-2 North Caddo, averaging 41 points per
Yes,
game.
they are, yeah.
Only giving up 22. Their best win came to Homer. The Arbonne Woods giving up, they're scoring 25, only giving up 15. Best win came to Jonesboro Hodge. A little fun fact here, Jonesboro Hodge is the same team that beat North Caddo last week. So keep that in mind when you're making this pick.
Wow.
North Caddo, D'Arbonne Woods Charter. This is great football here. 7-2 versus 6-2. Who gets their third loss of the season? And who's going to win this one?
North Cattle gonna win this one.
D'Arbonne.
I don't think
Pronounce
so.
it like that.
Okay.
D'Arbonne Woods.
I think they're going to win. I think D'Arbonne's going to have home field advantage. Listen to your stats that you just gave. I'll give them the edge.
And you like North Caddo, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to say D'Arbonne Woods at home. You got to go with the home crowd in this one because I think this one's going to come down to might whoever has the ball last.
Right.
North Cattle too strong.
Yep. So you think about the D'Arbonne Woods knocking off Jonesboro Hodge. Jonesboro Hodge just took down North Caddo last week. It's going to be interesting. This one's going to be a good matchup to talk about Friday night at the recap show.
You're right.
All right, next matchup is 6-2 Santa Mont against East Ascension at 5-2.
Southern Lab.
36, Jordan.
36.
Yeah.
I'll get to it.
All right.
How about that game?
Santa Monica and East Ascension. They're.
You want to know some stats before you make the
Yeah,
pick?
please.
And I just said Santa Mont, right? So I must know how to talk a little bit. 36 points per game for Santa Mont. Defense is giving up 23. Best win of the season, Dutchtown. You want to see how similar these two teams are? East Ascension averaging 34 points per game. Defense allowing 27. Best win of the season came to Dutchtown. Both teams' best win of the season came to Dutchtown. Both teams that close in the point spread. So you have to think this is for position in 5A. This is for bragging rights. This is going to be fun when Santa Mont and East Ascension meet on between the lines here. So has that helped out
Wow.
any?
Southern Lab. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Santa Mont.
You like Santa Mont?
Mm-hmm.
Gary?
Man, at home, I'm going to go East Ascension.
I gotta think East Ascension myself, Gary. I think this is might come down to special teams.
Right, I think so. I think the home field advantage. These two teams are rivals
Yes.
from way back, and I think it's going to be real close. But I think the home field advantage is going to give East Ascension a little edge.
Did you say they're not yet?
Doing it right
Not
now.
yet. We're doing it right.
Yep. Next up will be 7-2 Southern Lab at 5-2 Slaughter Community Charter. You got to think Southern Lab too strong on the road here. What you think?
I agree. I think they're just going to be a little bit too strong. I think Slaughter's playing well, but you got to give it to the kids. I think they're going to be a little bit too much.
I'm going to Southern Lab.
Yep.
Across.
Yep.
Yes, ma'am.
7-2 LaSalle at 7-2 St. Mary.
Ooh. Got stats?
Yes, sir. LaSalle averaging 30 points per game. Defense allowing 25 per game. St. Mary averaging 35 points per game. Defense allowing 21. Close again. Close again. But here's your that might bring you over the edge. Best wins of the season. LaSalle is to East Beauregard. St. Mary's best win of the season to Oakdale. So let's keep those in mind when we make this pick. You got to have stats when you're going across the state. So those are some stats with LaSalle and St. Mary. I got to say St. Mary at home. I think St. Mary's is a good football team.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
going to St. Mary at home.
I think they're going to give somebody fits in that first round of the playoffs in Division 4.
Me too. I'm with you on that.
Oh, man.
Now
This next one, ladies and gentlemen. 6-1 Booker T. Washington at 5-2 McDonough 35. According to the records and how much they beat DeQuincy and Oakdale by, their best win of the season came to Oakdale.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. This next one, Booker T. Washington and McDonough 35. You got probably D1 talent all over the field.
Most definitely.
Let's learn about these two teams. McDonough 35 averaging 28 points per game. Defense giving up 16. Best win of the season came to Washington Marion. I think I got that right. And then we switch things over to
Booker T.
Booker T. Washington. Now, don't let this make you pick this team now because of what I'm about to tell you. All right, Big D.
I'm listening, bro.
You go with what's in your head. You don't go with what I'm about to tell you. Booker T. Washington averaging 32 points per game. Defense only allowing 5 points per game.
Whoa.
Huh?
5.
5.
As in the number 5.
Yes, sir.
Really?
And when it all averages out.
Strong.
Yes.
Booker T
So I
on
got
this
that right.
one.
Booker T. Washington, best win of the season is Washington Marion.
Uh-huh.
McDonald 35's best win of the season was King Charter.
Booker T.
Booker T. Booker T.
Y'all got a pick against McDonald 35 at home?
Yes.
Well, average of 5 points. Defense
Yeah.
only give him a
Defense-
5 points.
defense
They
is
might have
good.
played a soft schedule.
Oh, okay.
Maybe,
Give me
but
Booker
I'm still going against him. Booker T.
Booker T. Washington. Across the board.
Yeah.
Anybody knows anything about Bel Air? Because we're picking them this week. We know a little bit about Liberty Magnet from their overtime win last week with Rain. Let's get to know both teams.
Right.
Bel Air comes in. Oh, I lost my train of thought. At 6-2. Liberty Magnet comes in at 7-1. Bel Air averaging 20 points per game. Defense only giving up 15. Best win came to Estrama. Got to think they got a pretty good running back at Estrama.
Yeah.
Liberty Magnet averaging 34 points per game. Defense only allowing 15. Best win of the season came to Rain. Who we like in this one? Bel Air or Liberty Magnet?
Liberty Magnet.
Man, I don't know.
I'm going to say Bel Air on the road gets this one done. That's a tough
Yeah,
one
that's
to
a tough pick. I got to go with Liberty.
Okay.
Liberty Magnet.
They shut down Estrama's running back, so
Yeah.
they must have some type of good defense over there.
Right.
Yeah.
You think about
Liberty Magnet.
Liberty.
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, but look at the scores.
I went Liberty.
Daniel, go look at the scores and then come back to the chat.
All right.
Did you see Floppy's comment?
Next up will be St. James and E.D. White. 6-2 St. James at 7-0 E.D. White. You think about this one. St. James averaging 30 points per game. Defense giving up 26, so they do give up a lot of points here. Their best win of the season came to Patterson. And then you got E.D. White at 7-0. Averaging 32 points per game. Defense. You thought 5 was good? How about 3?
But E.D. White.
E.D. White only allowing 3 points per game after it all averages up. Best win of the season came to Lutcher. E.D. White gonna have to go 8-0 this week.
Right. I
Yeah,
think so.
E.D.
E.D.
White.
White. Did we pick Patterson?
Yes.
Patterson and
Coming up.
Lutcher. Okay, cool. Thought I missed it.
Next up will be 6-1 Lutcher at 7-2 Patterson. You think about this one here and let that one sink in. Patterson at home could be the difference maker here. Lutcher trying to get things rolling after the E.D. White score.
I'm going with Lutcher on this one. Lutcher on the road.
Daniel ain't not going to let me live with that one. So let's go back then and say best wins of the season
Okay.
was Oakdale and DeQuincy. Moving on. Who you like?
I like Lutcher.
Gary?
I'm going Patterson at home, man.
Okay.
I think the home field advantage is going to. I think they're both good teams.
Yeah, good football teams
Yeah.
here. I like Lutcher on the road though. How about 5-2 Rummel at 7-0 Jesuit?
Much
20 points per game scored for Rummel, but their defense is allowing 20 points per game. Best win of the season came to Calvary Baptist. Jesuit 37 points per game. Defense allowing 9. Best win of the season came to John Curtis. You got to think Jesuit goes into the playoffs
On
at
the roll.
8-0.
8-0, yes sir.
On the roll, 8-0, yes.
Jesuit gonna take it.
Your next matchup will be 7-2 Mangum at 9-0 Wichita Christian. Mangum averaging 37 points per game. Defense only allowing 16. Best win of the season came to Oak Grove. Wichita?
Yeah.
Washita.
Wichita Christian. 45 points per game scored. Defense allowing 8. Best win of the season came to St. Frederick's. Upset or 10-0?
10-0.
10-0.
Upset. Mangum goes on the road and takes down what was a soft schedule for Wichita Christian. What was?
What was?
That's why they play the game.
And this one's going to help them out big time with
Who did y'all go for Patterson?
I went Lutcher.
Lutcher.
I went Patterson.
Yep. Your next matchup will be 5-3 West Monroe at 8-1 Ruston. West Monroe averaging 28 points per game, 15 allowed on defense. Best win of the season came to Alexandria. Ruston averaging 40 per game, defense only allowing 21. Best win of the season came to Wichita Parish. You got to think this is Ruston, might be Ruston's best team they've had in recent years.
Yep.
You got a really good West Monroe football team coming in, but Ruston goes into the playoffs with what could be a favorite
Right.
to win a state title.
I'm going Ruston.
I'm going Ruston.
Same here, Ruston.
8-1 Huntington at 7-1 Neville. Here we go. Neville averaging 34 points per game. Defense allowing 10. Best win of the season came to Ruston. Huntington averaging 42 points per game. Defense allowing 20. Best win of the season came to Loyola College Prep. Huntington, Neville, both teams trying to end the season with only one loss. But let me tell you something. That Neville football stadium
It's going to be rocking.
is going to be rocking, and that's a tough environment to win in. And I think you have to lean on the home team here. But if Huntington wins this one, you're going to have to take an extra look at them going into the playoffs.
Right.
If Huntington pulls this one off on the road, we're going to have to find out where they fall on
Right.
Sunday, and they might make us some believers. But for now, I have to go Neville
I-
with the home field advantage.
I'm with you, Jordy. I got to go with Neville. I had just something about Neville that just makes me go wow. So I'm going to go with that.
I'm going with upset here.
Upset. That's,
I
it's
don't
not a
say
bad
no.
pick, babe.
It's not an upset.
It's not really an upset,
No,
but it's
no,
a.
But I think it's a legitimate pick. I think Huntington going in.
But they red hot offense.
Huntington. I know about this school. They're not only good in football, basketball, track, and golf. Yes, I say golf. Huntington it's a solid program. They don't know how to lose. And, they lost one, but I'm going with Huntington on this one.
This is good
Yeah,
football up north.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be one of the best games of the week.
that's going to be one of the best games on this schedule right here. I mean, I put this game up here with OHS and Beauchamp. That's the magnitude of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna have 3,000 more fans though.
Oh yeah. they will join it, but
Just one or
it's
two
this,
more.
it's just the competition,
Oh, yeah.
the level of competition. Because you got two teams right there, and Neville and Huntington is not far from each other. You got two teams right there, OHS and Beauchamp, that's not far from each other. I think Huntington is gonna run the tables on Neville this week.
Why you didn't let Beauchamp go on your side this week?
No, I didn't want Beauchamp. Beauchamp never been on my side. I don't need Beauchamp get this on my side. I see him from this week.
All right, last game up will be 8-1 Madison Prep
I'm just joking,
at
Beauchamp.
7-1 Bruley.
Don't hold that against me. Jadis. I
Let's
still
talk
love y'all.
about
Oh,
these two
God,
teams here. Madison Prep averaging 31 points per game. Defense allowing 16. Their best win of the season came to St. Thomas More.
Right.
Bruley averaging 31 points per game. Defense allowing 11 points per game. Their best win of the season came to Port Allen. This Bruley defense has 4 shutouts this season out of a 8-game stretch. It's going to be offense versus defense on Friday night. This is 3A football at its best.
I'm going with the Charging Indians from Madison Prep. They're gonna finish. They're gonna finish the season 9-1.
Gary.
I'm going Bruley.
Okay.
And the reason is home field.
Okay.
I think Madison's going to come in with a mission, but Bruley's defense is going
excuse
to
me.
rise.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to
Yeah.
control it. So
It's gonna be a good game.
I got that's a gut. So I'm just going with a gut. I mean,
Yeah.
God, that's a hard game.
You can't go wrong with either pick here.
Right.
I got to go back to both of these two teams matching up with ULAB because they're in district. I got to go back to those matchups there. So I think Madison Prep, too explosive at the end. They're going to get it done in a close one.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Wow. That's some good.
That's some awesome
Matches.
picks, man.
Yep. I had 51 games this week. I had to trim it down, and I could only trim it down to 47 because they were so good this week.
Right.
Big D, where you going?
Oh no, just put them.
We're just getting started.
Okay.
Well, we got a lot of things to cover, man.
Getting ready for our late edition of the show. We just finished picks. 47 of them suckers. And we just got somebody that joined the chat from China. You see that?
Sam.
Look.
China.
Look.
Oh, okay.
Look, Donald.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Donald trying to get out of here.
Sam said he's gonna hook us up with some hats tomorrow. Well, at least y'all. So
Yes.
Sam, you just got to give mine to Jordy so he can bring it back to me.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, we're done with the picks. Now we
That's why I
shift.
was always saying,
Now we're shifting gears.
talk to me.
We got a lot of stuff, man.
We have power rankings to talk about. We have home field advantage. We have locks. We have teams on the bubbles. We have teams earning buys. We have all that to talk about in this next segment. First off, we're going to jump into power rankings. Where is our locals heading into week 10? Okay?
All right.
So we're talking just locals here. Where is our locals heading? Where
Right.
they at in the rankings in week 10? Okay? Then we're going to shift gears the other way.
Right.
1A. We're going to start off in 1A, okay?
Okay,
So just
okay.
sit back and relax for a minute. We're going to get into discussion period in a second. 1A. Number 2 ranked team in 1A this week is Grand Lake. Number 10 ranked team this week is Basile. And this, I'm only putting the teams that are in the playoffs right now. If they're out of the playoffs, I did not put them. So
Okay.
keep that in mind also. 13th ranked is Oberlin. So you got a good little Thursday night matchup, 10 versus 13.
Right.
And 22 ranked is Gaydon. So that is a look at your 1A locals right there that are currently in the playoffs. Okay? 2A. You have, here's your 2A locals that are ranked. 2A, Lowerville is ranked number 2 right now.
Okay.
3A, Avoyles is ranked number 3. Look, Mikey in the chat. Mikey, you still waiting on the Oakdale helmet, brother? Gary said that he'll go pick it up.
Let me know. I'll go get it.
Avoyles is ranked 3. Rose Pine is ranked 9. Port Allen is ranked 11. Franklin is ranked 17. Welsh is ranked 18. DeQuincy is ranked 21. Oakdale is ranked 25. Kinder is ranked 26. Delcom is ranked 28. Bunkie is ranked 30. West St. Mary is ranked 32.
On the
We,
bubble.
we got a lot of 2A teams that could represent us for locals next week.
Yeah.
How about 3A? Where do the locals fall heading into week 10? Number 3, St. Martinville in 3A right
yeah.
now.
Uh-huh.
That's strong.
Number 4, Abbeville Wildcats. Number 5, Iowa. Number 8, Church Point. Number 10, Madison Prep. You got 5 teams right there in the top 10.
Right.
Number 11, Patterson. Number 12, Bruley. Number 13, Westlake. Number 14, Erath. Number 21, West Feliciana. Number 22, Iota. Number 27, Jennings. Number 29, Kaplan. Number 31, Marksville. You got a slew of teams in 3A also.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
Let's go to 4A. Number 7, Cecilia. Number 8, Westgate. Number 16, Carencro. Number 17, Eunice. Number 19, Rain. Number 23, Opelousas High. Number 26, Beauchamp. That is a look at our 4A locals. Then we go 5A. Number 1, Zachary. Number 7, Central. Number 8, Acadiana. Number 10, Woodlawn of Baton Rouge. Number 14, Southside. Number 23, Sulphur. And number 30, Lafayette. Everyone went OC. Division 1, Catholic of Baton Rouge is ranked number 1. And number 6, Scotlandville. Then you go to Division 2. Number 1 ranked team is ULAB. STM is ranked 5th. Turlings is ranked 7. Parkview is ranked 8.
Wow.
That's good.
Division 3, Lafayette Christian Academy is ranked 1. Notre Dame is ranked 2. Episcopal is ranked 4. Ascension Episcopal is ranked 7. Catholic New Iberia is ranked 9. It's a loaded Division
Wow.
3.
Yes,
that's
it
a
is.
lot of
yes,
locals.
It is. All local teams.
Division 4, number 2 ranked Sacred Heart. Number 5 ranked Opelousas Catholic. Number 6 is Southern Lab. Vermilion Catholic is 7. St. Ed's is 10. Catholic of Point Capee is 14. And Hanson Memorial is 16.
You know,
Wow.
you never mentioned Westminster, and Westminster beat Point Capee.
Well,
It's amazing how those
they
power
didn't
punch
beat
go.
Point Capee.
Oh, they did?
No.
They beat Hanson Memorial.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right. I
right.
keep getting them confused.
Yeah.
Well, like I said before I started, I'm only announcing who's in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, yeah.
These
After this
these
week.
rankings
Uh-huh.
is where our locals would be in the playoffs.
So it's
Wow.
a do or die game for Westminster.
Do or
right
die.
now.
Right.
Yep. All right, let's jump into where y'all can jump into this, okay?
Okay.
Get your thinking hats ready. Who's going to lock in first round home games? Which teams are on the bubble to, where can I put that? On the bubble to host a first round, and which teams will get a bye, okay?
Okay.
So we have all those 3 things to talk about. I'm going to name the team, and we can go ahead and say home field lock, bubble, or bye. We're going to talk about it, okay?
Okay.
All right, Grand Lake. I think they're a lock for home field
Right.
and a bye. Y'all agree?
Agree.
Yeah.
This
I'd
is
say
1A.
so.
Y'all agree, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to talk Basile at number 10. I think they are a lock for a first round. They're a lock for a first round playoff. But then you think about it that they are on the bubble for a bye. Would y'all agree?
I agree with that.
Top
Yeah.
8 get a first round bye.
Right.
I agree with it.
You think
Okay.
you think that Basile could get a bye, or you think they're gonna just host the first round?
I think they're just going to host the first round. I don't see them getting a bye.
It depends on this game. If they dominate this game really handily and the chips fall, they may get a first round bye, but the chips have to fall. Right
Yes.
now they're a lock for the playoffs, but and a first round.
They have
game
to
at
make a
home.
big statement this Friday night.
Correct.
How about Oberlin at 13? They're going to host a playoff game if, I say that, I scratched off Locke. They're on the bubble for hosting the first round playoff.
Right.
Yes,
So can Oberlin be one of those teams to host? That's the question here.
I see them going on the road.
You think that they're going to fall after this week enough to drop them out of hosting the first round?
Yeah.
You think they can stay, win or lose, around to host?
I think they'd have to win to stay and host. It has to be win. If they lose, I think they're going to be traveling.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, 2A. No buys in 2A. Okay, no buys in 2A. All we got 1 through 32.
Okay.
Lowerville, lock for home field first round.
Yes.
Yes.
Avoyles, lock for home field first round.
Yes.
Rose Pond, lock for first round home field.
Yes.
Probably. Yeah.
Port Allen at 11, lock. 16 get it.
Yeah.
Top 16 get it. It's Port Allen
Port
on the
Allen's
lock.
11.
They will be traveling.
I don't think they drop more than. I don't think they drop 5 spots.
No, I think they're going to lock a
I
home,
think
a
they're
home,
locked.
a home game. They're going to have a home game.
And you know who's on the bubble right now of getting a home playoff game? Number 17 Franklin and number 18 Welsh. Those two teams are on the bubble right now. Franklin has to go and beat. Who we said they're playing?
Franklin. Franklin is playing Washington Marion.
Catholic New
No,
Iberia.
Catholic and New Iberia.
So they're at 17 right now. Top 16 get a bye.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is Franklin going to be one of those teams hosting the first round?
They gotta win. They gotta win.
If they win, they got it. If they
Yeah.
lose, they have to travel.
Yeah.
So you have to think of what everybody does in front of you. Also,
Correct.
can this win with a 4-4 team bump them up into the top 16? It's gonna be it's gonna be
Tricky.
interesting.
It's gonna be
But
tricky.
what do y'all think? Yes or no?
No,
I don't.
I don't see it
No,
happening.
I don't think so.
They got too much player at the top of Franklin.
Right.
Franklin could beat Catholic on New Iberia, but there's too much play got to go on top of them.
Okay.
I see Franklin making a player, but they're gonna have to
Yeah.
travel.
How about Welsh at 18? Any way this team hosts a playoff?
I don't think so.
No.
No,
You know why? They got to beat LCA this
Right.
It
That,
ain't gonna
that
happen.
ain't gonna happen.
week. Okay. So we're gonna see Welsh on the road.
Right.
Okay. How about we go to 3A? St. Martinville at 3. Lock.
Lock. Yeah.
Abbeville at 4. Lock.
Yeah.
Lock. Yeah.
Iowa at 5. Is it a lock?
Yep.
Yes.
Church Point at 8. Lock for first round playoff
Yes.
at home.
Mm-hmm.
Madison Prep at 10. They're a lock.
Yes.
Patterson at 11.
Uh,
Patterson plays a good Lutcher team that PowerPoints will
Right.
help.
Yeah.
Win or lose.
If they win, probably. Yeah.
Lock.
They gotta win.
I think win or lose they stay because of how good Lutcher is.
Okay.
That might be right.
Bruley, win or lose, they're going to be a lock because of who they're playing this
Correct.
week.
I think
Madison
so, too.
Prep.
Yeah.
Right.
Here's your bubble teams, in my opinion. Westlake at 13 and ERAF at 14. We said Westlake's playing Jennings this week, correct?
Yeah.
If Westlake loses this game, I think they're out.
Yeah. They're gonna.
If they win this game, they might drop 1 or 2 spots or stay the same. I don't think they move up because from beating
Yeah.
Jennings.
Jennings is not. They're not gonna give them PowerPoints. No.
So,
I'd say they're about.
So they're on the bubble.
Right.
okay. How about ERAF at 14? Big one in Abbeville. If they win, they're going to shoot up maybe into the top 10.
Right.
If they lose, you're losing to a
Yeah.
team with 1 loss.
ERAF.
They might fall to 15
I
or
don't-
16,
I
but
don't think they fall too
I don't
much.
think
Jordan.
they might not move at all.
Yeah.
So
I
another
think,
bubble.
I think it's gonna
Yeah,
be on.
they're
Yeah,
on
they're
the
on the
bubble.
bubble on that. Most definitely.
Okay. How about 4A? Cecilia at 7.
Lock.
Lock.
Westgate at 8.
Yeah.
Lock.
Lock.
Karen Crow,
Ooh, bubble.
Eunice, Rain. Here's where they rank. 16, 17, 19.
That's too much play.
Yeah, that's bubble.
Let's go.
man.
Let's go. Karen Crow at 16. They got Westgate this week. You might not move much, but you might drop 1 if when you play Westgate
Right.
here.
If
Win,
they-
you're gonna shoot
if,
up.
If they win, they shoot up. If they
Lose,
lose,
they might stay.
Yeah, stay or go down one. I'd say.
So another bubble team, correct?
Yep.
Eunice at 17. We all think they're gonna beat Lagrange. Here's why I don't think they move up. I think they move down, win or lose here. They're playing an 0-9 team this week.
Right. That's no help for that
That
power
won't help
points.
them with their schedule, with their strength
Right.
of schedule.
Eunice might finish out at 17 to 19 range.
Right. So that's
Somewhere in that
definitely a road game.
Rain, or we counting Rain out at 19? Could they snag a 16 spot? Could they possibly move up 3 spots?
I don't think so.
Don't think so?
Uh-uh.
Okay. So those are our 4A teams. Those are our locks and bubbles. All right, 5A. Zachary at 1.
Yep.
They good. They locked.
That's locked in.
Central at 7.
Probably.
They locked.
KDN at 8.
Yep.
They locked.
Woodlawn at 10.
Yeah, probably.
Yep. All right, here is your one here. Southside at 14.
Ooh.
Southside
They
are playing a 0-9 team or a 1-8 team this
won
week.
18. I think
Southside.
Southside, they ain't gonna move much.
0-9.
Okay, they're playing an 0-9 team. They might fall.
Yeah.
They might fall
Yeah,
because of
yeah.
that game right
Yeah.
there, or they might stay the same.
Maybe
Could-
2 spots. They might fall 2 spots.
Could Southside get a home playoff game here? But then
What
you
are-
think
what
to
are they
yourself,
now?
14. You think to yourself, you don't want to fall to 16 and get Zachary in the second round.
No, you
You're
don't.
right. That's what I'm saying. Man.
So what do you think?
If they win,
You think
in-
they get their home playoff, or you think they fall just out of it?
if they win
They're gonna
in
fall.
dominating fashion, even though it is an overtime, but if they dominate, if they just go in there and just, pardon the phrase, clean house, they might stay where they're at. But if it's a close game, they're gonna drop. That's my feeling.
Okay. Division 1, Catholic Baton Rouge at number 1.
Okay.
We're locked,
It's a lock.
and we're a first round bye.
Yeah.
Most definitely, yes.
Scotlandville at 6. We are on the bubble for a first round bye and a home playoff game.
Right.
Agree?
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Division 2, ULAB, number 1 ranked team, lock
Lock.
and bye.
Right.
Yeah.
St. Thomas More at number 5 is a lock for a first
Wow.
round.
Yeah.
Correct.
And
I would say
there's
for
only
all.
one team that gets a bye in Division
Oh,
2,
okay. Okay.
which is going to be the number 1 team. Turlings on the bubble at 7. Parkview on the bubble at 8. Would y'all agree?
Right. Yes, I agree.
Of trying to get that home playoff game.
Correct. I agree with you.
Big
on that.
weeks for Turlings and Parkview.
Yeah.
How about LCA and Division 3? We got a lock and bye.
Yep.
No, they're not going to drop 4 spots.
Oh,
No matter what
no,
happens.
no.
No, I don't think so.
Notre Dame, lock and bye.
Yes.
Yeah.
Episcopal, they're a lock, but can they secure that 4th spot and not have to play week 1? Can they get that bye? Episcopal, I think they can.
I think they can. Yes. If they
Yeah,
if they
because
play
have a
well,
strong
yes.
schedule. Yeah,
Yeah,
they can.
everybody went Abbeville.
Yeah. Everybody went to Abbeville. Yeah.
Ascension Episcopal trying to be a lock for a first round home game.
I think they can.
I
Right.
think they can. Now we go Division 4. Sacred Heart is a lock.
Lock. Yeah.
Yeah.
OC
It's a lock.
is a lock.
Right.
Vermilion Catholic on the bubble.
On the bubble.
Right. I agree.
Who we have here? Southern Lab on the bubble. St. Ed's on the bubble. All 3 teams trying to secure a home playoff in the first round. Who gets it? 2 out of 3 here? 1 out of 3?
In case if they set a lab on it.
I'd say 1 out of 3 definite, maybe
One out of
2
three
at the
definitely
most,
gonna
but
get it.
I'd say at least 1.
Okay. So that is your look at home fields in the first round. Some teams that are on the bubble to get that home field, and teams
Surprising.
that are going to receive buys in the first round. This is locals we're talking about also.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Most definitely, yeah.
How about teams that are on the bubble just to make the playoffs?
They got a few of those.
All right. Let's go to 1A. Teams that are on the bubble just to make the playoffs. North Central is on the outside looking in right now at 25. 1A, they take 24 teams. Can North Central squeak into the playoffs at 24
Who did
this
they play
week?
this week? Who
They
they
got
cover?
Sacred Heart this week.
I don't think so. Nope.
Will somebody lose in front of them so they can make it?
No, because I'll be honest with you, I don't think they can beat
Either way.
Sacred Heart. So I don't see it.
So
I
they're
don't
just
see
going to
it.
fall right
They're gonna-
out
right
by
out.
one spot,
On
huh?
one spot, I think so.
Gaydon sitting at 22. 24 teams get in. Gaydon got their hands full this week. Can Gaydon survive this week and sneak into the playoffs, or do they drop 3 spots and get out of it?
They're gonna drop 3 spots. They ain't gonna make it.
Well, if they drop 3 spots, North Central's in.
North Central gonna get that
I,
love.
I don't see it. I think they're going to stay above that line, and I
And
think
who
they're
get
going
on
to
this
get in.
plane?
I don't have it written down
Okay.
in front of me.
Well, it's very important to know North Central future.
Right.
Hmm. So right now we're saying North Central out, Gaydon in.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that. I'd agree with that.
How about 2A? Let's find out about 2A. Bunkie is sitting at 30. West St. Mary is sitting at 32. Lake Arthur is sitting at 33. How many of these 3 make the playoffs?
It's a lot have to do with on what's above them. And I think who will make it here would be West St. Mary.
You got West St. Mary playing Ascension Episcopal this week.
Uh-huh.
You got Lake Arthur playing. Who they got?
Take off.
LCA, huh?
LCA, I think. Yeah.
That's why I said they ain't gonna make it.
I don't think Lake Arthur's going to make it.
No, not
they
LCA.
Lake Arthur is playing Kaplan.
Kaplan. There you go. So
I think Kaplan's going to beat them. I think Lake Arthur's not going to make it. And who else you said?
West St. Mary might fall out by 1 spot.
Yeah, I think Bunkie's going to be okay because
think
I don't
so.
see them dropping that much. But I think West St. Mary and Lake Arthur, they're in danger of dropping out.
Yeah, you take a look at what is that 2A, and you take a look at who's sitting there. You got Independence at 31. You got Vidalia and Lakeside trying to leapfrog Lake Arthur and West St. Mary. So we have to
Yeah, I
we
mean,
have to keep an eye out on who sneaks in and who falls just out, because somebody's going to be unhappy come
right.
Sunday.
It's gonna be sad, but I mean, I don't see that. I think out of those, I think Bunkie's gonna stay in the playoffs, and maybe West St. Mary, but I don't think Lake Arthur. I think Lake Arthur's gonna drop out of the top.
Okay.
West St. Mary, I want to say West St. Mary gonna stay in, but
Right.
I don't see Bunky.
Well, if they lose, they're gonna have to stay at 32. If they win, they're gonna go up. But it's a tough task this week
Yeah, it
with
is.
Ascension Episcopal.
I'm upholding. Tell me to wake up.
3A. Here's your 4 teams trying to get into the playoffs.
Trying to stay alive.
We got 29 ranked Kaplan. We got 31 ranked Marksville. We got 34 ranked Northwest and 35 ranked Mamu.
I think Kaplan is gonna take this. Because I mean, Northwest was their own.
They had a
considerate.
chance.
They had
Northwest
opportunity.
winning, you're
I
in.
love Northwest, but Northwest, y'all gotta take care of business this week. But if they don't win, they're gonna be out.
Right.
Northwest and
starting.
Mamu played this week, right? We got that wrote down?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Mamu plays against Iota.
Okay, Northwest
who
must be
North-
playing Ville Platte then.
Yeah, yeah. I think
Which
that's
ain't
who
gonna
they
help
play.
them at all.
No, that's. I think Mamu's gonna be gone. Northwest.
I think Northwest might be gone.
Yeah, I hate to say it that way, but I see Kaplan staying in there, and I don't know.
Kaplan will stay in because
yeah.
of the strength of their schedule.
Yeah, Kaplan will stay in, but
Yeah.
I think Marksville's on the real bubble. I think they can. If they lose, they're going to be out, depending on. But I'd say Northwest and Mamu are going to drop.
If Northwest wins, they're gonna need some help from the top.
Right.
Yeah. You got to think about, you got Bossier sitting at 30, Richwood at 32, Buckeye at 33.
Right.
All three plus Marksville at 31. You almost need 4 teams to lose this week.
Correct.
Except for Northwest to get a
Yeah.
have a chance.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's a tough draw. Whenever you get this late into the season, right?
Right. And you know, like I said, it can go either way. It depends on the fall of the who wins and who loses. You know, and that's going to be tough. But right now, man.
Now, Chris made a good statement. You know, that's true. Northwest will get some power points from units, but will it be enough power points for them to stay in? Because they lost some
In the
games.
playoffs, I
They
don't
lost
know.
some
Yeah.
games they should have won.
Gonna need somebody to
They're going to need
Somebody
somebody.
to
at the
lose
top.
in front of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
4A only got one.
Okay.
Who dat?
It's Bro Bridge.
Palm Bro.
They're sitting at 33.
Robert that lost to OHS hurt them. That lost to Cecilia hurt them. Yeah.
You got to think about this. Bro
You're
Bridge
right,
playing Livonia this week is not gonna help.
No. Livonia is 2-7.
Right.
So who's in front of Bro Bridge that could possibly help them out? You take a look at it.
Boucher.
You got AJ Ellender,
Okay.
Helen Koch, and Minden. There's your 30 through 32 seeds. If you're Bro Bridge, you're rooting like crazy for the opponent this
Right.
week. Because all you need is one spot. I know you have to go on the road and play Edna Carr, but you still
You make the
you
playoffs.
still make the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's better to be playing week 11 than sitting on the couch with the rest of us.
Yeah. You're
So-
right. That's going to be very hard. I think they can make the playoffs, but like you said, it depends on who is you know, who is going to
Who's
lose.
in front of them?
Yeah, who's in front of them? Who's going to lose?
5A, Lafayette is sitting at 30. Como is sitting at 34. Who Como plays this week?
Cobo has
Como's playing Barb.
Okay. Como, you almost
and
need
that's a winnable game.
you almost
Yeah.
need to beat Barb this week. You need St.
Yeah.
Thomas More to take care of East St. John. You need Covington or Live Oak to either lose, and then you need Acadiana to handle up on Lafayette. And that's just throwing out scenarios here.
Right.
But I think Como's on the outs.
Yeah.
Do y'all agree?
I don't think they're going to beat Barb.
No,
but I think they're going to, you know, honestly, if they win, they got a shot. But if they lose, they're done.
Yes. You think about Lafayette sitting at 30. They ain't got no
They ain't
easy
got-
game this
no,
week.
no,
They got to
man, they-
take down Acadiana.
Yeah.
This might be your playoffs on the line.
I'll be
No,
honest with you. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
it probably
you're
will be.
You think
Sure.
about that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about what Holden said. No, Pope Barry won't be in. Westminster probably won't make it.
Pop-
Holden said that just about every team, every helmet we have on display here,
They're not.
They're gonna make the
They're
playoffs.
not. They're probably. I don't know.
They're on the
They're on
verge.
the verge.
Yeah.
They're not.
They're not.
They're not.
They're not.
We got this three.
They will.
They're
They,
not.
they probably
No, they're-
won't.
Yeah, they might.
Per Capri.
And then you have the ones in the front.
I can't see the
Kinder.
front.
You got the
North Central's on the
that's-
bubble.
Yeah, they got Kinder, and then Kaplan, and then
Got a lot of teams on the bubble this
Quincy.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quincy,
The helmets
and
we have
then,
on display, we got a lot of them on the
California.
bubble.
Yep.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, we have. We're blessed with the people that we have supporting the school and helping us out with the helmets and stuff like that.
Yes,
But,
we are. We are very.
But yeah, man, I'll be honest with you.
Lafayette.
Lafayette.
Let's think about this. Is this a
a must-win.
Is this a playoff game in week 10? You win and
Yeah.
get in, or you
Yeah.
lose and fall out type
Right.
of deal.
Well, you gotta. Well, I hate to say this. Lafayette's playing. They gonna have to play the best game of their lives to beat Acadiana. And if they win, I think they're gonna be in. But if they lose, which I think they are, they're not. I don't think they're going to make it. I think they're going to be below that, below the line.
It's a lot to unravel
Wow,
over the
you're
weekend.
right. You're right on that, man.
I'm glad we ain't got to do that.
Yeah.
Division 1. Where are we at? We don't have anybody on the bubble because everybody makes the playoffs.
Right.
Division 2, same deal. Division 3, same deal. But we do have Division 4 to talk about.
Right.
Catholic Appointed is ranked 14. Hanson Memorial is ranked 16. Westminster is ranked 18.
Yeah, how many did they take?
16.
I mean, you would think that win over Hanson Memorial would help them.
Here we go. You got Catholic Appointed beat St. Ed's or lose to St. Ed's, or they in?
Yeah, they in.
How many are they taking in D4?
16.
Yeah, they in because
Ooh.
those points going to help them.
Okay, I think they're in, no matter what.
Tell the crowd.
I think
Catholic
Catholic
Appointed
Appointed is in,
Win
win
or
or
lose.
lose. Hanson Memorial is they have to win.
Who they got?
I don't think you picked them had them this week. You didn't have Hanson
Okay.
Memorial. They have to win. Westminster, sorry, you're just below the line. I don't think they can make it.
If they win, they're in.
You think?
If
They
they
gotta
win,
beat
if they
OC.
win, they're in because OC has 8 wins.
Yeah, but you're looking at that one. I'm sorry, that those two teams there.
Yeah, but if they win, they're in because OC has 8 wins. You know how much
Correct.
power points that is?
Yeah. Okay,
That's a-
well,
that's
if,
a big-
if
that's a big
Westminster if Westminster can pull it off, I will gladly say y'all are in.
If they lose, they're out.
If they lose, they're out.
You
Correct.
know, and that's been the past 3 years right there with
Yeah.
Westminster.
Right.
Hanson, win or lose, I think you're gonna have to maybe wake up on Sunday and flip a coin, right?
Right, I agree
Catholic
with you.
Appointed I think they're in, win or lose. I think
I think-
they lose, they might drop 1 or 2. They
Yeah,
win, they might
they
move
gonna-
up 1.
Yeah.
They're going to be in there.
So I gotta think that is what Division 4 looks like right now.
Right. Well, I mean, and we won't find out nothing really until Sunday.
Show
Correct.
Sunday.
Right.
We're doing the show Sunday. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time you want me to see?
As soon as the brackets come out, then we put a show together and
We'll all be here.
then we meet.
That's
So
right.
we would only know what time the brackets come out.
Yeah.
But when the brackets do come out, then it's grind time.
Yeah, you're right.
I hear you.
Then it's grind time. So that is a look at teams on the bubble. And you start putting it on paper and you think to yourself, man, it's starting to get real.
Yeah.
Right.
Week 10 is here. Week 11 is even better. You do
Right.
not want to be sitting on the couch week 11. Because
Sam said by about 9:30 Sunday.
because you have teams that have goals. Which team does not have the goal of making it to Thanksgiving week? That's a big goal for every team.
That's it. For everybody want to be playing
Thank you,
for
Mandy.
Thanksgiving.
Which team does not want to go win a state championship when they get in the playoffs?
You're right. Everybody's got that big trophy. Chris, I think it's supposed to be 9 in the morning, huh? 9:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it's in the morning. The brackets
Yeah.
come out.
So that is going to be
I'm all for that, there, Holden.
pretty good.
Yeah, AM, Sam said. 9:30 in the morning, should be around that time.
Oh yeah, hold
Man, you looking at, once you make the playoffs, Jordan, you know how it is. You know, once you make the playoffs,
Anything can happen.
anything can happen. You can have upsets, and then we still have to be on alert. COVID. COVID
Yeah.
can still bite people, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, I hope that doesn't happen, because I would hate to see somebody going in 3 or 4 of each bracket.
I know
And-
this sounds ridiculous, but if that was anywhere, a coach would keep all his players at home at school and.
Oh yeah, you put beds in the gym.
Exactly.
Yeah. Pull
Hey,
it out.
look,
Yeah.
that's what they used to do to us at OHS, man. Game day, we wouldn't go home at all, man. Put the mattress down on the floor, man, in our shorts and practice shirts and go to sleep.
You're right.
Coach Mike ought to go, Coach Mickey Archery, man, we wouldn't go home at all.
Right. But you know, like I said, anything is possible. I just hope that everybody stays healthy and we have a season. I'd hate to see these students that have played so hard
Yeah.
get it taken away from them. We had that happen last year. You know, with whenever whenever COVID first came out, they basically ended all of the seasons after that
Yeah.
in 2019, and we don't want to go through that again. We don't want to go through that again at all.
Yep. Let's take a look at the season records so far. Right now, you have myself sitting with 4 wins, Gary sitting with 3, Donald sitting with 2, Holden sitting with 1. Keith is sitting at 239 wins and 101 losses. Donald, you're sitting at 272 wins and 104 losses. Holden is sitting at 275 wins and 101 losses. Gary, you're sitting at 280 wins and 96 losses. And myself, I'm sitting at 282 wins and 94 losses.
Yeah, but come playoffs, anything is possible.
So, I don't know. But, that will do it for us, folks, from this one tonight. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. It has been an absolute pleasure to give you Week 10 high school football picks. Until next time, we will see you at the Friday night recap show. But tomorrow night, Bazoo and Overland. Friday night, Avoyles and Red River. It's going to be good football weather. Bundle up. We'll see you on Under the Lights live stream. We'll catch you in the chat. From myself, Mr. Donald Young, Mr. Gary Swallow, Miss Cookie, and Holly. Have a good one.